The deadline in this sector for voluntary presentation at the experimental center is 6 o'clock.
You're supposed to be an artist. Use your imagination.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm all out.
What's happening, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Shelton J. Think About It Radio. Straight from the streets, baby. Roundtable discussion. Yes, we gonna do it once again for you. For everybody that's loving it, appreciate y'all. I got my man 50 grand, Mr. Brandon Whiting on the line with me. And my other man 50 grand, Mr. Vincent Booker. And we gonna have a conversation for the nation to affect our reputation. Can you dig it? Fellas, how y'all doing?
Good, bro. Good. All good, man. It's all good.
Oh, good. I know I be coming in crunk like I'm. Yeah, they talking about you need a hype man for your show. I'm my hype man.
Right.
I stand behind myself and dance.
Crunk, man.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what it's about, man. High energy, and expressing a message that can be effective, you know, that someone can grab and just take and be entertained at the same time. Educate, edutainment. That's what I call it. That's what I call it. Edutainment.
Right, edutainment, right.
Yes, sir. Edutainment. Yeah, we're going to do it, man. We're going to do it. Man, you guys...
Boogie Down Productions.
Yes, sir. Boogie. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Winston Whiting, you have a good day today?
Oh, yes, sir, man. It was all good, man. Everything went smooth, man. Can't complain, bro.
Yeah, don't change
Still on top of this earth.
Yes, sir. You're being seen and not viewed, so it's all good. Mr. Booker, did you have a good day today, my brother?
Oh, yes, sir, man. I did it, man. Can't complain, man. I got to be able to get some stuff done and got some stuff done for you, what you asked me to do. Got that done. So, hey, man, it's good. It's a good day.
I appreciate that. It was a great day, man. Great day. Today,
yes, sir,
we're talking about time, how it can be spent, how it can be invested, and also how it can be wasted. Right?
Right.
I was thinking about that today because it's already, February the 7th, 2017. Right. We were just saying Happy New Year a few minutes ago.
Right.
And so time is not waiting on anyone. So I got to thinking about it because you don't get that back. You can buy a lot of stuff with money, right? A lot of valuable things, you know, so you think, right, with money. But you can't buy no more time.
Right.
So we want to talk about this valuable resource, this valuable asset that we're giving, right, by our Creator, you dig? And how we use it and how we invest it.
Right.
Makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Makes sense, man. And you sit back, right, and I was thinking, right, who was the first person that said, okay, when the clock looks like this, right, it's 12 o'clock. When it looks like this, it's 12:15. You know, who set that in order? Who put time in a 24-hour perspective? You know what I mean? Day, night, day. So it's like it's something that, again, you can't buy, you can't acquire. So how can you name it? Is time even a name time? I don't know, man. I'm just saying though, man. It just I was just really gotten to thinking about that a lot though, man, about how is this used in certain ways and how people take time and do a certain thing with it and other people would take it and just come up with something totally opposite. You know, and it just something that really just, you know, had me just really just thinking, my brother. Thinking.
Right. Right. Yes, sir.
So when they say someone does a crime, they say they what? Serve time.
The time.
When someone says, you know, you're not talking about nothing, right? You wasting my time.
Right. Right.
You know, it's just something that everybody can do and everybody has. So today, I want to encourage our listeners and the fans and everyone that this time, make sure that you take in every moment that you have, that you're walking around, breathing, walking, talking, being an effective user of this beautiful asset called time, because you cannot get it back. There are no do-overs. Right. It's not like when you get 45, 50 years old, you can say, you know what, I want to be 30 again. Here we go. It don't happen like that unless you own a time machine.
Right.
So when you see people out, Brandon, walking around, right, and in your mind you would say, that young man or that young lady or old or whatever are wasting their time. How do you assess that? Do you have an appreciation of time at this point in your life?
You ask me, do I appreciate the time of my life?
Yes, sir. Like at this point in your life now, do you have an appreciation, for what time is, for your time, for you being alive, I guess, do you have an appreciation at where you are in your life right now?
Oh, man, most definitely, man. It's, me and Vincent, we was kind of speaking on this a little bit earlier, man. I think that, when you start getting older, especially, you're more conscious of your time.
Yes, sir.
Because you realize that, as you said, you're getting closer and closer to the grave, and your time is winding down. So I think that when people start getting older, that's why they have a tendency to not care about a lot of material things as much as they used to. Not all, but because you start realizing really what's more important. Because I think that earlier part of our life, a lot of times we start thinking that we got to keep up with the Joneses and we got to have all these things. And then you realize as you start getting older that you don't actually need all these things to make you happy or at peace with yourself. So, and I remember when I was younger, and it's funny that you mentioned that. I can speak on my experience, and I know Vincent, he can kind of speak on it too.
Yeah.
I know if I probably hadn't got incarcerated, getting in trouble, I probably would have been caught up as just like a lot of other young people doing what they do, because you're not really thinking about time at that point, because the world usually conditions you to say you got time to get things together, just have fun. That's kind of what live your life to the fullest. But we're not thinking that you can die even young.
Yes,
you're not crazy with that because that's not what the world tells you to be. You think death when you get older. So a lot of times now, but as we look at today, there's a lot of people that are dying really younger. And they always been like that, but it just seemed like it wasn't more in our face when we was young. And I experienced that, brother, when I went to summer school when I was in Houston. Jesse H. Jones of South Park, man. I knew these. I had some classmates. I had just seen them. By the time I got home, I seen them on the evening news. They had a bad car wreck.
Wow.
And all 6 of them died. And I was just 16.
6.
So I think that's what it is. But when I was incarcerated at the age of 17, and once I got in prison, like you said, doing time, that's what made me, I had nothing but time to think. So I made some real, I made a real transformation. By the time I was 21, I really snapped to what everything was going on. But I was in a condition that kind of forced me to think. So I want to say, just kind of started off like that.
Yeah. Yeah, make a lot of sense. I like that. It's good. That's a real good good synopsis of it, man. Mr. Booker.
Right. I would say, man, time to me is very important. Just like Brandon said, man. The older you get, you start to realize how precious it is because, like Brandon said, when you're young, you kind of running to do everything, and you don't really even be tired. But as you get older, you start tiring out, and that comes with different aspects. So I say that to say that the older we get, man, we start realizing some of the things we used to do when we were young, we're not able to do them no more. So that's our body telling us that. Our body is telling us that, hey, you need to slow down. You're going too much. So with that being said, man, it's like you start paying attention to detail. You start paying attention more to detail, and you want to fulfill that purpose in life. You want to fulfill your purpose in life, And that's the essence of life. Time is the essence of life, because no man know the moment or the hour. Like Brandon said, a lot of us are clocking out at an early age.
Yeah.
And so when you ask yourself, what have I been doing with my time? Have I spent my time just entertaining, having fun, working? Have you given the proper time to the Creator? And it's so much to go over time. And to go back to what Brandon said, when I was 19, I was sentenced to TDC, and there, time took on a whole nother meaning.
Yeah.
It was like a whole nother meaning. And you could utilize your time with doing something constructive, or you could utilize that time with doing something destructive. I gravitated toward constructing my life, rebuilding my life, and being around positive brothers like Brandon. And, I would like to start opening it up, start my life. You have to utilize your time for things that where you can see the change. And some of it is going to take time for you to see the results of it. But you actually have to start putting in the work. You know what I mean? It's just like exercising. When you're training your body, the first time you get up on the weight set and just start benching, you don't see muscles at that moment. But if you keep doing it, eventually you're going to see what you want to see. And I would like to just start it like, time, man, that's the essence of life. Because nobody knows the moment or the hour.
Beautiful answers. Those are well thought out answers as well. I love the fact that everyone that's been created, right? They have the they have the ability to do what they want with their time, right? Now, consequences come from whatever choices, but you have the ability to do it. So when someone out here is being successful and being rich and being whatever, they use their time to hone those skills, right, to get to that particular position. So the person that's not successful, not rich, not powerful, does it make them less of an individual, or does it just make them not a good manager of their particular time? You know what I'm saying? Or maybe just based upon the resources that was available to them, because it's the same 24 hours. Again, rich and powerful, you still can't buy more time.
Right.
Poor, busted, and disgusted. You sure can't buy no time.
Go ahead, Brandon. I'm going to let you.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Well, I'm going to say, like, on that subject, whatever kind of work you put in, you're going to see the fruits of your labor, whether it's good or bad. Because, you got people, even on the street level, because we say straight from the streets. Some dudes grind harder than the other ones. And then you see them, they usually excel in that street game. But on a positive note, just like, we were speaking on, like I say, I met Vincent behind those walls. And, it was us being students, looking at our lives, studying sociology from our lenses. And we use our time wisely, but we also connected with other brothers, even though they wasn't using their time wisely, and still learning from that too. Mm-hmm. But as far as you kind of mentioned about the success and rich, now with that, that's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like I don't see that everybody's not going to be rich, no matter how much time they put into things. That's not meant for everybody. Everybody's not meant to be a boss, so to speak. We got to have workers. So I think sometimes that gives people the illusion. That's the wrong idea to give people, that we all can be successful, but we all can't be rich. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. God didn't create it to be like that, But we can all be successful in something. You got big business, you got small business, or whatever you do, your talents. Utilize your talents. But I think some of that falls under the category of nature and nurture. That's an ongoing argument. Some people just got it, bro. You know what I mean? Like Bo Jackson said, he didn't even have to practice. He said he thought practice was stupid. But you know what I mean? That's him, because he was like a freak accident. You know what I mean? Like a